In this lesson, we're going to learn about automobile insurance. So if you purchase a vehicle or own a vehicle or drive a vehicle, you're going to have insurance on that vehicle before you're legally allowed to drive it on the roads. By law, drivers are liable to pay for any damages that they cause with their automobiles. You can also be sued for negligence, which means that you're at fault if you cause an accident. You have to purchase automobile insurance because most drivers cannot afford the cost that could result from an auto accident, whether it's an injury or whether it's to repair a vehicle. An insurance policy is a contract between the driver and the insurance company. The driver agrees to pay a premium, that's a monthly payment every month, to make sure that the automobile insurance is in effect. And the company, in return for that, agrees to cover certain costs when a driver makes a claim or when there's an accident or for whatever reason that we need to file a claim, which is a request for money. Liability insurance is the most important coverage. Each state sets a minimum liability requirements, and Florida has one as well. They do vary by state. There's different types of insurance you can purchase. Bodily injury liability, or BI, covers bodily injury, which is exactly what it says. If you're at fault in an automobile accident, you're responsible for paying the medical expenses. Property damage, if you're at fault, you're responsible for paying the damage to any property. And it doesn't have to be a vehicle. It could be a telephone pole or a fire hydrant, another car. It could be any kind of property that's owned by somebody else. Uninsured or underinsured motorists, this coverage pays for injuries to you or your passengers caused by a driver who does not have insurance or does not have enough insurance. There's personal injury protection. I'm not going to read each one of these to you. I want you to go through and read the definitions. Comprehensive insurance, collision insurance, car rental insurance, emergency roadside insurance. They're all self-explanatory if you will read those definitions. So let's talk about premiums. Quan's annual premium, that's a year, is $12.84. He pays quarterly every 3 months, and there's a $1 fee payment surcharge for that convenience of paying every month. So what's his quarterly payment? Well, if the annual payment is $12.84, you divide that by 4, and you get $321. Add in the dollar surcharge, so you get $322 every 3 months is what Quan has to pay rather than paying the full amount up front. So it costs Quan $4 extra over the course of the year, but then his payment is much lower every 3 months rather than making that very large payment of $12.84. All right. Stan has $25,000 worth of property damage liability insurance. He caused an accident that damaged a $2,000 fire hydrant and did $5,600 worth of damage to another car. How much of the damage does Stan pay? Well, all the damages totaled $7,600. And since he purchased $25,000 worth of coverage, and that $7,600 is less than $25,000, the company is going to pay for all the damages, and Stan will pay nothing other than his monthly premium. Notice that the $25,000 coverage is per accident. Deductibles. So in addition to the premium, which is either a monthly or quarterly or annual payment that you have to pay, a deductible is something else that might be charged to you out of pocket. When you purchase the policy, you must choose a deductible. Okay? The deductible is the amount that the policy owner must pay before the insurance policy pays any money. So you can have your insurance policies with different deductibles. Basically, if you're involved in an accident or something where you're at fault, before the insurance company will kick in and pay anything, the insurance policy owner, the driver, will have to pay a certain amount up front first. It could be a $500 deductible. It could be a $1,000 deductible, whatever the policy states. But the policy owner, the driver, would have to pay that up front before the insurance company pays anything. Peter has a $1,000 deductible collision insurance. He backs his car into the garage and causes $4,300 worth of damage. How much will the insurance company have to pay? Well, his deductible means he has to pay that first. So that $1,000 comes off of this, $4,300 minus $1,000, that's $3,300. That's what the insurance company is going to pay. All right, bodily injury and property damage. These are pretty important. Bodily injury insurance, okay. Property damage, they use two numbers with a slash between them. The first number is the maximum amount per accident the insurance company will pay to any one person who is hurt and sues you due to your driving negligence. The second number represents the maximum amount per accident your insurance company will pay in total to all people who sue as a result of the accident. So, for example, you see these two numbers, 100/300. That's the first and second limit. The first number is the maximum amount per accident the insurance company will pay to any one person who is hurt and sues you. The second number represents the maximum amount per accident your insurance company will pay in total to all people. So for 100/300, this is what it will pay to any one person. This is the total that they'll pay if you add up all the amounts paid to any people. If you add them all up, it won't pay more than $300 per accident. So let's look at an example. Bob was in an accident. He was negligent. He has a 100/300 bodily insurance policy. The three people injured in the accident sued. One person was awarded $140,000 and each of the other two was awarded $75,000. How much does the insurance company pay? Bob has a 100/300 BI bodily injury insurance, so the company only pays $100,000 to the person who was awarded $140,000. So it's only $100,000 to any person individually, $300,000 total. So this guy's only going to get $100,000 from the insurance company. These two people will get $75,000 each. And if you add up the $100,000 that they get here plus the $75,000, that's $250,000, which is less than the $300,000 that they would pay out for the total amount for that accident. So the insurance company is going to pay the $250,000. This other $40,000 that the insurance company did not pay, that's going to be on Bob to pay. Joan has $50,100 bodily injury liability insurance. She hurts 28 children riding in a school bus, and each child is awarded $10,000 as a result of a lawsuit. How much will the insurance company pay in total for this lawsuit? Well, these numbers mean $50,000 to any one person and $100,000 total if you add them all up. So the $10,000 per child is under that limit, but the insurance company will not pay more than $100,000 based on this policy. So how much will the insurance company pay in total? $100,000. The difference is going to be on Joan. So she's going to have to come out of pocket for whatever else she owes. All right, last couple here. Desmond has a policy with $50,150 bodily injury, $50,000 property damage, and $50,000 personal injury protection. He causes an accident in which he hurt 7 people in a minivan and 4 people in his own car, including himself. The 11 people who are hurt have minor injuries and do not sue Desmond. The total medical bill for all involved is $53,233. How much does the insurance company pay? Desmond is covered by his personal injury protection, which has a limit of $50,000 per person per accident. Personal injury protection takes care of medical payments without regard to who is at fault. The company pays the entire $53,233 as long as no individual person requests more than $50,000. That was the total medical bill for all. So as long as one person didn't request more than $50,000, they'll pay all of that. This $50,000 is per person per accident. Last one. Pat has a $50,100 BI liability insurance and $100,000 personal injury protection insurance. She hurts 28 children in a school bus and is not sued. However, if each child needs $10,000 for medical care, how much will the insurance company pay in total for these medical claims? This is what it pays out per person. This is the total what it pays out for bodily injury. But personal injury protection, this $100,000, is per person per accident. So it covers anybody up to $100,000, as many people as it takes. And that's what we're talking about here. Each child's receiving medical care for $10,000. And that $10,000 is under this amount per person. This is $100,000 per person. And since it's $10,000 per person, they're going to cover all 280,000. There's 28 children times 100,000 is 280,000. So they're going to cover all 280,000 because it's 10,000 is less than the 100,000. This is not the total. This is per person, and it was only 10,000 per person. So they're going to cover all of that, which would total $280,000. That's it.